Here is your Moonpie update. Here's our buck Moonpie. If you saw part 1 of our video on Saturday, he and his lady friends had an adventure. Went down the road, crossed the driveway, and I had to pen them up temporarily, which was not successful because they were fighting and pushing the fence with their neighbors. So we've moved them into this pasture, which doesn't have any neighbors. And they're going to be here for a couple days. The next thing that my farmer and I need to do is we have to walk the perimeter of their original pasture and figure out how did they get out. We do have a patch of fence in the back there that is original to the farm, and we're guessing that that's what happened, but stay tuned and I'll try to show you how they escaped. So we tried last night to investigate the fence by walking the outside, but you just can't get to certain parts of it. And then I'm trying to walk the inside this morning, and I come to the very first corner where our newer fence connects to our older fence. And I have a hole right here, which definitely a goat could get through, but would the buck and every one of the does go through that hole? And I'm looking, there's no goat poop as they're, moving through and making a path. So that is probably a deer passage and we need to close it, but I don't think that's it. I think I need something different. So we're gonna meander down here a little bit. What I'm actually wondering is if a tree fell on the fence somewhere and there's a low place to cross. I do not get back here very often. The other thing, when we were on the outside of the fence, lots of places look like, a little deer trail, and that's the same thing that a goat path would look like. And I didn't see any goat poop. Last time I had a group of goats get out, and I could follow exactly where they walked just by the goat poop. Okay, so here I've got a tree, but no goats can get over that, but we still need to remove that soon. Let's step out here. Here's another tree. This is one of those things where you don't go looking for a problem until you have one. Yeah, there's a tree on top, but goats can't get over that. Still needs removed. See if I can avoid poison ivy here. Looking. This is definitely our oldest line of fence, original to the property when we bought it. Keep going till we hit the corner. Can you find the hole for me, Joe? Just scare away any snakes before I see them. It's nice back here. Okay, most everything looks good, which is why we haven't replace the fence. You don't replace something that's working. It's gonna get hairy back in this corner. That her first hole I found, you know, a goat or two could get out there, but the entire herd, everybody following through and going out, that first hole, that's just really unlikely. So it has to be something else. Let's get back in here, and we have a roll of fence where we have had to beef up. Okay, I'm at the back corner. We have had to beef up this back part. Let's see how far that roll goes, because there shouldn't be a problem with that. I'm gonna go around, not under. I was hoping it was going to be on that side and not the back. I remember it being a booger to get back in there. Okay. So last time we had an issue, we rolled that fence out. We've got some panel fencing we put in here. This is old fencing. But man, if the goats get out here, they would have to go into a soybean field, turn through a cornfield to get where I found them. How did that happen? If I can't find a hole, I would hate to have to put goats back in here and let them show me the hole. Sure, Moonpie knows exactly where it is. We could put him back in here, but I really don't want him gallivanting across the countryside. Girls, we're gonna hit the new fence up here at the corner. Well, if the only hole in the fence is the first hole I found at the first corner, that was an extreme game of follow the leader to get the big buck and all 11 of his does through that hole and out to the road. What do you think, Joe? Well, here's my corner. It wouldn't be, it can't be the side of the new fence, because then they would have went, I would have seen their tracks going back through the other side of the property, and I didn't. All right, guys, the mystery continues.